Get the whole story.
According to UNICEF report of 2018, about 892 million people worldwide still practice open defecation, while over 856 million people globally use unimproved sanitation facilities. It's a hole in the ground, in this shade behind this house. A toilet shared by more than 10 members of this family. No electricity, no running water. Access to safe and sufficient water is a basic human right, but that is not the case here. World Health Organization, WHO, says 2.4 billion people across the world have no access to proper toilets. This has devastating impact on people's health.
Before 2013, everything that could go wrong, Elvis, in Turkana went wrong. Name it, maternal mortality indicators. Turkana was losing more mothers than any other county or district by then in this republic. Besides, open defecation, poor waste management, and ineffective emergency preparedness and response mechanism for sanitation leads to 500,000 people across the world die of diarrheal diseases every year.
For the last, in 2018, we had 1,400 referrals, admissions due to gastroenteritis, and most of them were due to diarrhea.
The Turkana County hosts over 1 million people, with the Loima sub-county having over 600 residents. Access to toilets for every household remain a dream.
Most of the challenges are probably to do with the enormous resources required, the partnerships required, and the human resource, the daunting human resource requirements needed to facilitate this process.
As we drive through the patches of shrubs, we find ourselves in a vast expanse of informal housing, Lomunyenekuyen village. Here, one gets used to defecating in the open or in stretches of seasonal running water.
In the previous years, before even devolution, we used to have partners who were giving out slabs. They were giving them iron sheets for constructing toilets. But that didn't reduce our indicators in terms of diarrheal diseases.
And without being asked, one of the residents confirms the culture of open defecation due to lack of enough latrines.
When a person gets sick, for whatever reason possible, the first port of entry is the medicine man within the village. If it fails at that point in time, they come to me as a second alternative.
Under these conditions, there is no option but for open defecation.
Kuna msee aliendesha mpaka tukampoteza hospitali. Ilikuwa ni usiku ndiye alikuwa anaendesha. Ifika asubuhi akapasi. Asubuhi community ndio wakaamua, wakafikiri daktari ndio amemuua, na wajui kama mtu yao alikuwa pengine amekunywa maji mbaya. Na wakakuja asubuhi kwa hospitali kuja kufahamia daktari, ndio umeua mtu wetu. Jana alikuja anaendesha mara 2, lakini kufika hospitali ameendesha zaidi na mpaka akaenda. Sasa tukamweleza sasa hii daktari hawezi wa mtu, ni ugonjwa tu ndio umemuua mtu, hamkuleta mapema haraka. Ni tukamweleza ndio akaelewa, na baadaye sasa tukaanzisha maneno ya kujenga vyoo. Kasema sasa kenye iko muhimu ni kujenga choo ndio iwasaidie.
The story of Loima is all played out in the absence of an effective waste collection system and lack of access to toilets and to the adoption of good sanitation and hygiene practices.
Mbeleni tulipata magonjwa mingi ambayo ilitokana na maana hii mafi, ambao wagonjwa wengi walikuwa wanaendesha, wanaara, wanajaribu, wanakuja hospitali. Mpaka ikafika mahali rekodi ya madawa kwa hospitali yenye tunatumia zaidi, hii ni ile ya diarrhea, ndio iko mingi sana, ndio tunatumia zaidi. Zinc, ores, zikaisha mpaka hata zikaisha hospitali. Ndio tukajua hii ni kama watu wanakula finyesi yao kama wajui.
In 2013, infant mortality rates in Turkana were standing at a staggering 74 infants being lost per 1,000 live births. While by then the country in 2013 was losing 52 per 1,000 live births. That was unacceptable. Under 5 mortality, Turkana we were losing 117 children per 1,000 live births. Kenya was losing 72 per 1,000 live births. Meaning, in my view, if you want to know how a society is doing, look at the way it is treating its women and the way it's treating its children. So, fast forward to 2019. 2019 is not over. Let me give you the statistics of 2018. Infant mortality rate in Turkana has come down drastically to 52 per 1,000 live births, as Kenya is doing 39 per 1,000 live births. And we are not happy. We still want to press this further to ensure that we are not losing our young ones. Under 5 mortality rate, from 117, now we are losing 74 per 1,000 live births. And we are not happy, and we are not tiring. We are putting all measures possible to ensure that they survive.
In 2017, the county embarked on crafting strategic plans on strengthening coordination of sanitation hygiene systems and enabling framework on combating hygienic-related infections.
In implementation of CLTS are actually community health volunteers who are in every village, and are the ones that are teaching the communities to adopt this particular approach. It is the community health strategy using the volunteers that is working as they are rolling out the CLTS. Eventually, once we start moving to coverage of 50-60%, then the benefits of CLTS will fully be realized. But it's a journey that we intend to finish in a year, so that by 2021, we are actually CLTS free 100%.
Culture is the most main contributor as to why residents of Loima practice open defecation with a frequency of over 60%.
Kitambo basi tulikuwa basi tunaara huko kwa Malaga. Tulikuwa tunajenga machoo. Sasa vile tumejenga machoo, sasa imekuwa mzuri sana, hata mimi nimefurahi sana.
In 2016, the county of Turkana was listed at position 44 out of 47 counties that practice open defecation.
The commonest causes of mortality for children would be diarrheal diseases. They contribute to about 53% of morbidities or illnesses within our communities. These are largely addressed by sanitation measures, which are the backbone of CLTS.
Like in 2017, the number of admissions due to gastroenteritis were 1,850. But in 2018, there was a reduction to 1,400.
With robust community sensitization strategies on proper hygiene, the county is writing a new script.
Change. And this is a national strategy. Actually, CLTS is about behavioral change. It is not the number of pit latrines that we have in the county. It is about the number of villages which are open defecation free. So in Turkana, we use this strategy because you have to convert the person. The heart has to change. You have to accept that this behavior is bad internally from yourself.
Ndio tukaanza kuwafunza tukasema maji ya laga hao watu wa Shamshenge sasina wakichota wakitumia. Sasa ndio wakaambia umuhimu wa kuwa na choo. Sasa wao wenyewe tukakuja triggering, tukafuatilia paka kabisa wakajenga na wakatumia. Tukaonyesha vile wanatumia, wanatenesa vile wanatumia. Hata wote mpaka wakaanza kutumia. Hakuna mtu anakuja sasa hospitali. Kutukua ni malaria tu ndio watu wanakuja. Unasikia ni malaria tu, ni kichwa, tunajua tu basi. Hiyo tumefunga chapter ya magonjwa zingine hapo.
As we address the commonest killers and conditions that contribute to many diseases for children, malaria, pneumonia, diarrhea, you realize that some of these hand-washing methods, some of these practices around use of self-disposal of excreta are some of the things that will ensure that we have less and less children getting diarrhea and therefore contributing to the agenda of universal health coverage by reducing morbidities and mortalities as a result of this. CLTS is actually a mindset change, and it is at the backbone of universal health coverage.
In response to eradicate open defecation, families have been clustered into zones with an aim of ensuring every household has access to water and observe healthy hygienic practices.
Our initial thinking was we'll move village by village. But as we talked, we've changed, and now we move unit by unit. We have 168 units over Turkana, and as you've probably seen all around the county, we are declaring unit after unit, which are sub-locations, unit after unit, to make sure that we have open defecation-free units, and as opposed to open defecation-free villages.
The creation of health database has helped the Department of Health at the county to train health officers and monitor families to be declared open defecation-free zones.
So I think the CHVs are now the drivers of health issues in Turkana County. So they follow up these households for some time, telling them the importance of having a pit latrine and using them in the right way, and even washing your hands after using the pit latrines.
Today, residents of Kospir village are celebrating for making into the records of champions in the fight against open defecation.
Huo wakati mlikuwa mnatengeneza choo, alikuwa anawatembelea mara kwa mara ili kuangalia kama mnatumia.
Alitembea mara nyingi sana, akaona choo yetu wote mara mapi yote. Sasa imekuwa mzuri, akapita mapisha kila kitu yote akaza mmejenga mzuri.
So the first thing that we did is we selected a village that we want to trigger, and this village was selected in the month of July. Now we're in September. So this village, the first thing that we did what we are calling pre-triggering. So this village was taken through, we took people to a barasa, we taught them what challenges are they facing in the community, and we selected these villages that we want to do something in these villages.
Dorcas Iwaton, a resident of Loima sub-county, says the project has helped the community greatly in reducing cases of hygiene-related illness.
Tulikuja tukapata ugonjwa sana. Sasa vile tumeunda choo, sasa tumekuwa safi. Mimi nimeona tumekuwa safi sana.
This is meant to induce the communities to adopt behavior changes that will enhance the various communities actually move towards sanitation behaviors that will make sure that we have fewer and fewer diseases among the under 5s, women and vulnerable groups, and indeed the whole communication, the whole populations in various units and communities.
With a population of over 900,000 people, water supply and proper fecal disposal remain one of the major challenges facing the county. But the county health department says adoption of community-led sanitation approach, or what they call CLTS, has helped to shape the behavior change in the community.
These villages, they reach a stage where they start claiming. They now claim, they say now we are ready. Our villages, almost every household has had a pit latrine. So they claim using we have some forms that we give to the CHVs. So they fill the claim area that this village have duct pit latrines, which are sufficient in number, and they are putting them into use. So the PHO, sub-county PHO now comes to certify and see that is this structure in existence. So they verify and they fill a form. There's also a form that they fill. That form is also captured in the real-time monitoring system, which we have at the county. We have a CLTS app at the county, which is capturing all this information. And then after now the verification by the sub-county PHO, the county, we have certifiers in Turkana County. We have around 14 certifiers, which were trained by UNICEF, and another number of 6 by another partner. So we have around 20 certifiers in terms of certifiers for certifying villages in this county. I'm also one of them. So the villages are certified as open defecation free, and they are given a certificate. It's a certificate that we usually issue.
Manufaa ya mradi ni mengi sana, kwa sababu tumeona sahi magonjwa mengi imepunguka. Tumeona magonjwa mengi imepunguka kabisa. Hata sahi daktari ana relax sana, watu wa wagonjwa wafiki, ana relax hospitali zaidi. Hakuna hata kasi mingi sana. Pengine siku ya chanjo tu ndio naona ako busy sana. Lakini sahi magonjwa sioni. Pengine ni malaria tu kwa sababu ya umbu. Ndio nimeona tu siku mingi sana hospitali. Lakini sahi magonjwa zingine imeisha kwa sababu ya hii mradi.
So they are able to report the number of cases very early, and then because there's a community health volunteer per village, so is in touch with the village they've been deployed to. So those trials, I think, are the ones that have led to the reduction in the number of cases.
And these ideas are community-led, therefore will be sustainable, and we are adopting it in a step-ladder way, so that we move from what you can afford, and as the idea sinks into people's heads and the communities appreciate the importance of this, as they have fewer and fewer diseases, as they are able to control more and more conditions within the units and the nearby facilities, then therefore they can even adopt and put more permanent structures as toilets.
The 2018 World Health Organization report indicates over 60% of Turkana's population had no access to water or latrines.
So the challenges that we've been facing in Turkana County is the open defecation status of this county has been very high. We were standing at around 98% in 2015. And I think through this CLTS process, we have brought down the open defecation status to around 74%.
Fecal contamination of the environment and poor hygienic practices remain a leading cause of child mortality, morbidity, and undernutrition.
As an example, for last year, when we had 1,400 admissions, the number of deaths were about 25. But most of them are due to late referral, because also the distance between Lodi County and the Faro Hospital and the sub-county hospitals are very huge. So we find maybe some, and also there's a complication. Maybe a child has a gastroenteritis, but also as malaria.
Poor sanitation remain a barrier to education and economic opportunities, with the women and girls in this county being the most affected.
We look at delivery of health services from the 7-pillar approach, and you look at the health infrastructure. You realize the strategy for a very long time has been to reduce the interfacility distance that was previously 60 kilometers between one facility to the other one. And as we talk, we currently have from 86 facilities to 228 facilities in Turkana, which has reduced the interfacility distance to just about 20, if not less. So the approach has been to make sure that health infrastructure as one of the pillars is strengthened.
Turkana was ranked as the best in immunization of its children. The most improved county in terms of skilled birth attendant deliveries. Before devolution in 2013, we were doing 45%. Right now, skilled birth delivery, we are at 65%. Immunization, we were still at 49%. Right now, we are at 84%.
Access to sanitation has been essential for human dignity, health, and well-being, and the county is working on plans to achieve this goal by adopting community-led total sanitation approach.
This is the backbone of the community health strategy, and probably the reason why Turkana will go ahead of everybody on any of these approaches, including many other interventions that are low cost, high impact in the county. This is sustainable. It is sustainable in the sense that it is led by the community as opposed to top-down approach or something that has been imposed onto the people by partners or anybody else.
From 2013, we had a staggering in the whole county of 93 nurses. But right now, as we are speaking, we went into a recruitment exercise to ensure that we stock all our facilities with human resource. We have 446 nurses. We had only 3 doctors in 2013. Right now, we have 63 doctors. In 2013, we had 25 clinical officers. Right now, we have 107. The presence of human resource alone was not enough. It was an act to instill confidence to the people that when you come to us, we'll take care of you. We are not yet there. WHO recommends that the distance from one health facility to another should be 5 kilometers. In 2013, of all this huge chunk of land, which is 77,000 square kilometers, we had only 72 health facilities. Meaning, for you to move from one facility to another, you'll cover 55 kilometers. Right now, Elvis, we have 228. And the distance from one health facility to another is 15 kilometers. What am I talking about? Accessibility of healthcare is now proper.
According to UNICEF report of 2018 indicates that poor sanitation is responsible for 10% of the global disease burden, causing diarrheal diseases, neglected tropical diseases, acute respiratory diseases, and malnutrition among children.
Malnutrition, all the world, Turkana, Kenya, they know Turkana as the epicenter of hunger. But the government, the county government of Turkana, through the Department of Health, decided to put robust measures. Let me give you an example. If I need to ensure that I bring all and find out all malnourished children and bring them on board, because malnutrition per se is not a medical problem. It is failure of food security, which is Ministry of Agriculture. So the first thing is integrate within yourself as a county government. What is happening in the Ministry of Agriculture should happen or should have a bearing on me. On top of that, intensify an aspect whereby you reach the people. Don't wait, the people, 65% of them are nomads. They are moved from one place to another. Don't wait for them to come to you. Instead, the county government decided to go on a charm offensive and move to the people through screening and through outreaches.
For Culture Quest, I'm Levis Msumba.